Hey Ru, how have you been?
So far, okay lor. Just that I'm having some issues in relationship.
What kind of relation issues do you have?
Because me and my boyfriend has been together like for 5 years, and we were like having plans to sort of settle down lah. So while we were like drafting the plan and all like what to do and all right,
Okay.
then we realized that we have this very serious issue like that's stopping us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this issue is like where should we live after
Okay.
we get married?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what kind of conclusions have you guys actually come up with today?
Actually, we have discussed this like a few times, and we never ever come to any conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, why why is it impossible for you two to come to a conclusion?
Because I think that both of us have sort of different views on where we should live. Because for me, I feel that we should live near my parents because my mom, she actually was a full-time nanny.
Mm.
So she has experience like taking care of a lot of kids at one go.
I see.
She will know like when do the kids need to change their diapers, when do they need to drink their milk, and also it's like she has the experience and all lah. Then plus staying near my parents, right, we can receive like subsidies from the government because they have this like particular scheme that says if you like live near your parents, you get more subsidies when you buy a house or flat.
So, what is his response to
He
what you
keep
just said?
he keeps saying that like whatever I said is like not strong enough. He feels that my points are like invalid to him. It doesn't make any sense. Like why should we go for all the benefits and all?
Did he share about what do you mean by strong enough? Did he share about like what does it mean, or how does it take to be strong? A strong argument.
Cause he just say that it doesn't make sense that if we want to stay near my parents just for the benefits. So he didn't like. That's what he said lah. He said it doesn't make sense. Then I'm like, why it doesn't make sense? I mean like if we stay near my parents, right, our kids will definitely be in good hands.
Mm.
That's what I told him, but he just
Okay.
no.
Okay. So, how long have this argument been going on?
I think it has been like going on for like a few months. Like every time we try to think ahead, right,
Yeah.
we will encounter this issue. So it's like we haven't come to a resolution yet lah.
And how did this discussion actually how does this discussion always end?
We always like end up arguing, then we'll have like cold war for like a few days. After that we'll be okay again lah.
Okay.
When we are okay again, we don't like mention the issue for that time being, so that we wouldn't strain our relationship lah.
Okay. It seems to me that you actually prioritize the need of perhaps the benefit of your parents actually looking after your children
Yeah.
over any other things. Is that true?
Well, not exactly, but I would say it's to a certain extent lah. Because I feel that like if we live near my parents, right,
Okay.
my kids will be in good hands, and
Mm.
me and my boyfriend will also have our own personal time lah. Because if we cannot take care of the kids, we will just can ask my parents to like take care. So after that, we can do our own things what. So it would be a like win-win situation lah. Since we can like both have our personal time, then my parents can take care of the kids. Then we don't have to worry that like the kids will be in bad hands ah.
I see.
And moreover, like I'm living in the west, and the west area got a lot of good schools, you know, like NUS, NTU, SP, like all the good schools are around that area. So if I want my kids to like have a good future in terms of education and all right, it would be best that if we stay near like those very good schools, right?
Okay. Since the start of our conversation till now, you have been mentioning like if you two actually live near to your parents would actually take good care of them, and your children will actually be in good hands.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing with me what does it mean by in good hands?
Like like I say, right, my mother was a full-time nanny, so she has experience like, of taking care like more than 10 kids at one go. So she knows that like what kind of reaction the children will show like if they need something.
Okay.
Which I don't think my boyfriend's mother is able to do that. Because my boyfriend's mother has been like working in the finance industry for the like past few years. So she doesn't have like the experience to really take care of kids other than the fact that she raised my boyfriend which I think is quite insufficient because my boyfriend is like the only son, so it's like she only raised one kid, which I don't think is an issue, which I think is easier than raising like a lot of kids. So I feel that like by living near my parents, right, my kids are definitely in good hands. If we were to have a couple of kids, if not just one.
Have you actually met his mother before?
Yes, but then we are not really on good terms. Like when I go his house, right, like I don't really talk to his mother that often. I will
Okay.
talk to his dad more often.
So you actually mentioned that his mom only took care of one kid, which is your boyfriend.
Yep.
However, your mom is actually a past experienced nanny. So how does your actually boyfriend actually responds to this when you actually tell him that perhaps your mom is actually more experienced? Does he share the same priority with you?
I don't think he shared the same priority as me. I think he value like some other things more. Like whenever I say we should live near my parents and all, he would just say no, we shouldn't and all. But then he also never emphasized that we should stay with his parents,
Okay.
which I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Putting yourself in his shoes, what do you think might be some of the concerns that he would have if you two if were to live near to your parents?
Some concerns are. Actually, I have not asked this question to him before, so I'm not really sure like what concerns he might have.
Hmm.
But I think, apart from the fact that I keep emphasizing that we should live near our parents and all, and he just disagreed and never said we should live near his parents. I think this is just what I think. Like he probably have some issue with like privacy.
Okay. Do you mind to share more about?
Like I think he
This-
feels that okay, because for my family, right, we live near my grandmother. So it's like whenever my mom wants to visit her, right, she will just go and just visit her without, cause our family have doesn't have a culture or habit of calling before we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this might pose an issue to him He feels that like if we were to live near my mother, right, then it's like privacy will be invaded in a sense like my mother can just come as and when she likes. Then after that like will be sometimes it might end in an awkward situation like if we are like in the process of doing like something intimate, then my mother come over, it will be like a bit inappropriate, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What other situations do you think that you two actually foresee if your parents frequently visit you? What other issues do you?
I think one issue that we might face is like if we are hosting a group of friends at home and my parents come over, we will not know, will be caught off guard because since my parents don't call, right, they will just come, then we'll be like, what should we do? Like
Okay.
should we like host the friends or like host our parents? Because for me, I would definitely host my parents but then I think for him, he would think that friends are more important because he don't feel that close to my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. And plus my mother is more traditional in a sense like if she were to visit, she expect like both of us, like me and my boyfriend, to like host her like prioritize her over like the friends, the mom friends.
I see. So correct me if I'm wrong. It seems to me that perhaps you value your family, perhaps more than your boyfriend value your family. Is that true?
Well, that is definitely because she's my mother. She gave birth to me, like obviously I will value her more than my boyfriend do lah.
Okay, so are you the only child in your family?
Yeah, sadly I'm the only child, so I was like thinking if we can live near my parents, I can also take care of her.
So do you think that is actually very big concern of yours?
Yeah,
To actually decide where to actually should actually have the flat to start a family.
yeah, I think for me that's one of my biggest concern if we were to settle down, because like I said, I'm the only child, so naturally I would want to be filial to my parents, like live near them so that I can take care of them also what. Since they have like raised me from young, so it's like I think it's right for me to take care of them when
Have-
they're old.
Did you share these thoughts with him before?
I shared with him, but then he say like it's okay, like it doesn't have, he say we doesn't have to live with my parents in order for me to be filial to my parents. So like, but what he say also makes sense lah. But then I still would prefer to live with my parents lah. It would be more convenient.
Okay. It seems to me like your top two priority of wanting to live with your parents is actually you wanting to be filial to your parents because you are their only children, and the second point it's you prioritize perhaps your children over any other things because living in the West, they can actually study or even find good schools easily,
Yeah.
and your parents can actually actually take care of them because
Yeah.
their experience.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So apart from this dispute over living with whose parents, right? Have you guys actually looked into the perhaps the possibility of just moving away from both of your parents and living alone in a faraway place?
I think he has the intention to do so, because like I mentioned, when I said I want to live near my parents, right, he would say no, but he never really talk about living near his parents as well. So I think he might want to move somewhere that is like equally far from each other's parents. Yeah, so that we maybe can enjoy more privacy. Yeah, like, cause if we were to live further from our parents, right? So if my parents want to visit me, right? She will definitely make a call first. If not, she will make a wasted trip all the way to like maybe Pasir Ris if we were to
I
live
see.
there. Yeah.
Okay, so apart from the issue of privacy, wanting more space, perhaps for yourself, is there really no other ways to tackle the issue of privacy if you too is to live near your parents?
I'm not very sure. I mean, if we were to live near my parents, right? Maybe, just maybe, I can like try telling my parents like if they want to come over, maybe they can just make a call first. But I'm not sure if this will work because they already formulate the habit of not having to call and just visit, you know. So I scared like if I were to tell them that, right, they will feel
Okay.
that I'm very unreasonable.
Mhm.
So I'm not very sure about that. If I should do that lah.
Okay.
But I guess like if I really want to stay near them, that is one sacrifice I have to make lah, so that my boyfriend can compromise too.
Okay, seems to me that yeah, you really love your boyfriend so and you're also maybe perhaps willing to make that first move to sacrifice for him. Then how about what other options have you guys actually explored?
The only option that we actually explored and think should be okay is living very far away from our parents. But to me, I don't think that is feasible because I really want to take care of my parents. Like I say, like I'm the only daughter, and what if something happens to them at home? then I cannot. Then if I were to live so far away, right, cannot do. Like if they really fell down and I need to rush there in time, right, it would be very hard for me because it's just that we like live too far away from each other.
Okay. Okay, Yenru, so have you done anything to readjust this misalignment of priorities?
Actually, we like sat down a few times to talk about it, but I always tell him that my top two priorities, my parents and him lah. But then he just don't want to listen lah. Like he get very annoyed when I bring in my parents.
Okay.
But then for me, I need to bring in my parents lah because like I'm the only daughter in the family. Then if I don't take care of them, who will? Then he just cannot seem to get this point lah. But I think partly because he's also the only child and he also doesn't want to stay near his parents lah. He just want to stay far away. But for me, I want to stay near my parents. Then it's like I'm not really sure like how should we like really resolve this issue. Like it's just that we sat down a lot of times and talk about it like a lot of times and we still can't come to a conclusion or like a suitable conclusion that is like happy ending for both of us.
It seems to me that there's a lot of frustrations bringing up in this relationship, talking about perhaps where should you guys actually settle down. So have you actually tell this issue to anyone else?
No, I have not. I don't dare to tell my parents because I think they will like eventually like persuade me to break up with my boyfriend. Say it's not worth it to stay with him. See, like it's like how should I put it? Like since like the boy cannot spare a thought for me, right? My parents would feel that I shouldn't be together with him.
Is that what your parents actually told you?
Oh no, I didn't tell my parents about this issue that we are having if we were to get married. Like, cause initially I already told my parents that if I were to get married, I will like try to like stay near them so that I can take care of them. So I think they will assume that I will be staying near them after marriage.
Okay.
But then it seems like my boyfriend is very against this idea lah. So I'm also not very sure like what can I do to please both sides. I know like it's impossible to like have your cake and eat it lah because it's like there's no win-win situation. It's
Okay.
either I can stay near my parents and my boyfriend is unhappy,
I see.
or I move far away from my parents and my boyfriend is happy. There's no way I can do to like satisfy both sides.
Seems like throughout the entire conversation you have been saying that you have been trying hard to convince your boyfriend, trying to tell him that perhaps the priorities or benefits of living near your parents are actually better.
Yes, I tried my best already.
However, perhaps due to these differences, this resulted in a lot of conflicts between you two.
Yeah, just because of this one issue that we have, which I don't think is really that major at all. It's just a minor issue. But maybe to him it's a major issue. I also don't know. That's why we can't really come reach it.
How about his parents? Does his parents have perhaps any wishes that you guys will actually live near to them, or
His parents doesn't say anything, and like I said, my boyfriend is very stubborn. So if my boyfriend don't want to stay near his parents, right, his parents also cannot do anything about it. Yeah.
seems like the whole focus is about misalignment of priorities. He's really stubborn. You have tried talking to him, and it's not really listening to you. So, how moving forward? What do you think you can actually do apart from discussing with him, talking to him to actually align priorities? What other things do you think you can do to make him perhaps more receptive towards your remarks?
As of now, I think there's nothing I can do. I mean, if I really like want to make him more receptive, right, the only thing I can do is to just compromise, like just follow his wishes,
But it seems to me that you are going through a lot of frustrations, and it's really a struggle for you to give in. So do you think this is really a feasible idea or solution?
You mean by giving in to him?
Yes.
I don't know. Like on one hand, I would like to live with my parents. Like on the other hand, I also want to live with him lah. I know you can say I'm greedy, but I really like hope like it will turn out to be a happy ending. Like I can live with my parents and he's okay with that, so that it will be a relief for me lah. Like how should I say, like I don't want to be the one giving in all the time just because he's stubborn. I really hope that he can understand my situation as well, like my concerns and all. But I'm not sure if he actually knows my concerns.
So I feel okay. Seems like you have talked to him, but it's okay.
Yeah, I talked to him already, then it doesn't seem to be working out lor. So I'm not sure what should I do.
Frankly speaking, it's very hard for me to advise you because ultimately we have different sets of values. So I shouldn't give you advice on this. But what I can actually, what you two can actually consider is perhaps you two can actually really sit down instead of really focusing on a decision of staying perhaps towards closer to his family or your family. Perhaps the whole focus of the conversation should surround the topic of priorities, perhaps, because it seems to me that the differences in priorities, it's the ultimate the root cause that is actually causing um, this this inability to come to a common agreement. Do you feel so?
Yeah, come to think of it, I think it is because both of us have like different priorities. Since I'm meeting him this Friday, maybe I can try to straighten out our thinking, like talk about the different priorities, and maybe we might just be able to come to a resolution, I guess.
Just talk to him nicely. Try to not rush things through. I believe your your issue will be
I
will
hope
progress.
so. So if I got any issues, I can come and look for you again, right?
Yeah, just feel free to contact me lah, or even drop me an SMS. Yeah, I'll be here for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. So we'll be. When are you free to meet up?
Maybe next Thursday
Okay. What time are you free?
around 3:30.
3:30.
Is it convenient for you?
How about 4:30 instead?
Okay, 4:30 at this same place.
Okay, sure. At this same location.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here Ru, to kind of like just summarize our entire speech lah. So I think all these frustrations between the decision to actually find perhaps where to actually stay or settle down. I believe this. Yeah, I believe this would actually require you two to actually talk through it. Then just perhaps you two should align your priorities. Yeah, and really things through.
Okay, so I'll update you after I've talked to him more.
Yeah, sure.
I guess. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to
Yeah,
me.
sure. So I'll see you next week.
Yeah, okay, see you.
Yeah, see you.